This plan has also come under scrutiny this week, hasn't it? And the Home Office's top civil servant, Sir Matthew Rycroft, was given a bit of a tough time. What was that about?
Yeah, this is the other big debating point, is exactly how much is all of this costing. Now, some Conservative MPs would argue that it's got to be cheaper in the end than the cost of putting people up in hotels, which is what's happening at the moment. And the idea is that this plan will act as a deterrent. But as you say there, the Home Affairs Committee and the Spending Watchdog Public Accounts Committee have both been trying to get information from senior Home Office officials about exactly what the costs are. And there have been some pretty feisty committee hearings in the last few weeks as they've tried to get these numbers and they feel didn't get the answers that they were after. But all of that changed very late on Thursday night last week, when at about 9 o'clock they got an email in their inboxes revealing that on top of the £140 million the government had already spent, there was another £100 million that had been spent this year. So needless to say, when they got the Home Office officials back, they really weren't that impressed.
Last week you appeared in front of us and I asked questions about the money being spent on Rwanda, and you weren't willing to be forthcoming about amounts of money. And yet on Thursday we received this letter sent to our inboxes at 9:16 p.m, published by you on your website at 9:45 p.m. And what has transpired in between is that there was also publication about the information by certain journalists between those two, within that half hour. What changed between last Monday and Thursday night?
So the big thing that changed between Monday and Thursday night happened on Thursday morning, which was that when we heard that someone in Rwanda had informed the International Monetary Fund of the £100 million payment from April, and that had found its way into a footnote of an IMF board paper, which had been sent round all IMF delegations. So at that point, it was clear to me that this information was in the public domain, and I wanted you to hear about that from me.
It is still unclear to me why you could not reveal that the £100 million of a previously agreed programme was allocated to this project in April. That is, many months, 7 months ago, and yet you tell us we have to wait till basically next July to know that number. Why was the secrecy? Why the secrecy around this figure on a government flagship programme?
We have reached an agreement with the government of Rwanda that this is commercially sensitive information and that the right way to announce it is exactly in line with all other government spending, which is annually in the annual reports and accounts.
Why did you publish the letter on the Home Office website at 9:45 on Thursday evening?
Well, we published it on the website because that's what happens, I think, as a normal course of events. And whether it happened later that night or the following morning.
I'm really surprised, as a permanent secretary, you don't seem to know the basics of how the system works.
I know how the system works. I respect the system. I'm here to give evidence to the PAC and the Home Affairs Select Committee. I always prioritise doing that. It's absolutely crucial to me that the Home Office has a strong relationship with the two committees, and that is what I'm here to pursue.
Right. Well, Sir Matthew, the Home Office doesn't have a strong relationship with the Home Affairs Select Committee. I think you're kidding yourself if that's correct, if you think that.
We didn't have openness from you, frankly. We didn't have accountability because we didn't have details of the figures. I think there are interesting issues about integrity, and transparency clearly was not there. Do you really feel that you have adhered to managing public money as an accounting officer?
Yes, I do. And the reason that I do is that the people in the British government system in charge of managing public money are our Treasury colleagues, and I've kept in lockstep with them every single step of the way.
Just go through then. So we've got 50 million you've identified for next year to be paid. Yep. What about the years after that?
25-6.
So there is a fourth year and a fifth year cost, which
then?
I'm not at liberty to disclose, but when the time comes, that will be disclosed as well, along with the per person costs, which are the other type of money, which are important part of the agreement.
At the moment. But don't you think it would be better for everybody if we just knew exactly what the costs of this are going to be? Wouldn't it just be easier in terms of accountability, so we all can see exactly what is being spent on this memorandum?
As I have said before, my duty of transparency needs to be balanced against my duty of confidentiality and the agreement with the government of Rwanda, and I need to manage that balance of the public interest in the best possible way.
Thanks, Alicia. More from you shortly.